Hey guys, welcome back to Regular Guy Reviews. I know it's been a while since I've done a review video. It's been kind of rough and haven't really had a lot of time on my hands to do anything. Anyways, we have a sponsored video today. A company by the name of Minisopuru reached out to me and asked me if I would like to review some of their products. And I agreed, so they sent me a new dock for the Mac Mini, the M1, the M2, and I believe the last generation Intel Mac Mini. It says it works from 2018 to current model Mac Minis. They also have a bunch of other products for other Mac products, the MacBooks, stuff like that. But so for today, we're going to focus on the dock that they sent me. We're going to unbox it, review it. Minisopuru has multiple accessories for all your Mac, iPad, and iPhone needs. To see it all, visit their Amazon store page or at minisopuru.com, or click the links provided below to see it all. The product that they did send me was this 5-in-1 Mac Mini hub. It's a vertical stand, so the Mac is going to stand up on top of the dock. All your card readers are going to be in the front. It's Usbc, Thunderbolt. It plugs into the back of the Thunderbolt connector port on the back of the Mac Mini. And it also has a enclosure on the bottom, which I'll show you when we finish the unboxing, that you can put a NVMe M.2 SSD in the bottom. Speeds of the, here goes all the speeds right here. 10 gigabytes, and the NVMe SSD is 10 gigabytes. So that's what they claim. I don't know that you're going to get that speed. It's going to be like most of the other docks where you don't 10 gigabytes. We're going to be in megabytes. I don't suppose that we're going to get gigabyte speeds out of an SSD that's plugged into a Thunderbolt port, at least without power, because this does not plug into the wall to provide power to the SSD. Which in my last video, if you remember, I said we did need to do that to boost a little bit of speed to the hard drive, because the back of the Mac Mini, especially the M1 Mac Mini, doesn't put out enough voltage to power the hard drive and keep up with high speeds. So, in the box, it comes wrapped with like this plastic bag, biodegradable stuff, and it's metal. That's the one thing that I do like. It's not plastic. It has rubber feet so that it'll prevent scratching on your Mac Mini. Here goes all your micro SD, your regular SD, and you have two 10 gigabyte speed USB-C ports, and then obviously a little LED indicator to let you know that the dock is receiving power. On the bottom is where the SSD is going to be housed. I didn't put an SSD in here because I already have an SSD in the hub that I'm using, but it's just held down with magnets, and you can see the magnets there. I do wish, however, that the magnets were a little bit stronger, because if you put it down, oh, now it's going to make a liar out of me. All right, well, when you put it down, sometimes the magnets will come off. I mean, it's not really, the magnets are not really strong to hold to the back. I mean, it's a satisfying click to hold on to it, but it feels loose. So I wish maybe that they would have put a stronger magnet in it. But other than that, the board for the SSD is it seems like it's well built and good quality. It's got a little rubber mount so that if your desk is vibrating or the fan is vibrating in the Mac Mini, it doesn't shake the SSD around, which there's no moving parts in an SSD. So besides heat, I wouldn't think that that it would damage anything vibrating. But again, it does have that rubber standoff to keep vibration down on the hard drive. Also included in the box is the rubber grommet to hold down the SSD, as well as a thermal pad for the back of the SSD to transfer the heat from the SSD to the bottom of the pad. It does not have space for a 2.5-inch SSD, which is the reason why. I mean, I kind of want to use this as my daily driver, but I also like the hub that I have because I run Time Machine on a 2.5-inch SSD, and the hub in my last review video, and I'll post a link for that video so you guys can check that video out below. Has the enclosure to run both, so I can have my Time Machine backing up, as well as being able to access my my NVMe SSD, where this will only allow for an NVMe SSD. And then also included in the box is your instruction manual in different languages. So it has French, Spanish, English, all that. So I mean, it comes with a little instruction booklet. Nothing else in the box besides that. So just a little grommet and the thermal pad for the SSD and the dock. All right, guys. So we got the dock. I keep hitting the camera. Here's our Mac Mini. That was the we're still using the M1 Mac Mini. So this gets pushed down inside there, and you can see how it fits in there. So it rests up against the back part of the plastic fan cover. And then this plug will end up going in the Thunderbolt port in the back to provide power. All right, we're gonna go handheld mode here. So that's how it stands. It is kind of tall. If I take it and put it next to the monitor, definitely adds some height, let's put it that way, to the Mac Mini. Now this is not the only way that you can mount it. So if you don't want all your wires coming out of the top of the Mac Mini, you can mount it on its side, on either side. And it just slides right down in there, and it's solid. I mean, when you lift up the Mac Mini, it's right there. It lifts the rest of it up. So I mean, it's a sturdy. Those rubber feet really hold it in there. So I wouldn't worry about it sliding around and sliding out. So I'm real anal about the Apple symbol being straight and center. The only problem that I would have is everything coming out of the top, all the wires coming out. Unless you can hide it behind like a monitor or something like that, I think that would be the only way that would kind of work out. Now the other thing is, with these being in the front, right? Now there's the other thing that I didn't like is there's no rubber feet on the bottom. So if you're going to plug something in, see how it's going to slide? I'm not sure that I, like that, especially on like a wooden desk like how I have here. It kind of slides around a little bit. There's no rubber feet to kind of keep it in place. So if you're going to plug something in, I mean, just the force of plugging something in, it's gonna, you gotta hold it to plug something in. So I don't know if I'm really too keen on that. All right, guys, so we got the bottom of it opened up. And then your NVMe drive is going to go in like that. And then push it down. So then it gets pushed down. And then there we go. The Grommet just sits right in there. And then you put the cover back on and you're good to go. Now, I did not put the thermal pad that it comes with on the SSD because I'm not sure that I'm going to use this in the long term as a daily driver. My desk space doesn't allow for this to be a viable option. At least my desk setup as of right now is not seeing it as a viable option. It just makes the Mac a lot taller than what my desk space is. So I don't think I'm going to leave the SSD in here, but we're gonna definitely try it back there and see what it looks like. All right, guys, so as you can see, my desk is kind of, we got the two screens and everything, and then we got our Windows gaming PC. So for us, for it to sit back there, it's going to make everything kind of hard to access. But I will say, if you can see back there, it is kind of a clean look from the front, but if you put it off to the top, you're going to have the wires hanging out of the top of it would be the top at that point. It would be the top of the Mac Mini. And, at the bottom, you'd have your dock, and if you put it off to the side, then you'd be on the side, the wires would be coming out of the side on either side. So I'm sorry, the wires are a mess back there because I've been unplugging and replugging everything in, so it's it's kind of a mess back there, but that's what it would look like is for my desk setup. So I am running dual screens, and every port in the back of the Mac is plugged in, so my speeds are going to vary from your speeds. If you are only running one hard drive or you only need just the SSD, this is definitely a viable option. I did notice that the Mac booted up a little bit faster this time than with the other dock. So I'm not sure if that 10 gigabyte port has anything to do with it. Not really. I don't really think so. But if you don't need the 2 extra drives, and your desk space is kind of limited and you need to tuck this off in a corner, this is the perfect solution for that because you can still hold an extra NVMe drive. You just will not have the space as what the other docking station has. Both docks that I have match the color perfect. The stand, the Mac Mini stand, is metal. So is the Mac Mini. So it kind of goes hand in hand. As you saw when it was on the desk, the colors match perfect. It looks like it was made by Apple for the Mac Mini. Let's test the drive speed and see if the drive speed changed any different from the last time that we did this. And that would have been with just the dock. So let's go there and let's start our tests. And really we're not getting any faster speed. We're getting 785 megabits per second on write and between 680 and 700. I know we're getting consistent 689 read speeds on the NVMe. That time was 688. So the speeds did not increase. I'm guessing it's because there's no power going to the NVMe besides what's powered by the Mac. So you do got to remember, the more stuff you plug into the back of the Mac Mini, the less power that can be supplied to that Thunderbolt port for the dock itself. I happen to have a lot of stuff plugged into my Mac Mini. If you only have a couple plugs plugged in, you will probably get faster speeds. Cannot be guaranteed, but you will probably get faster speeds than what I'm getting. For my needs, this drive it's perfect speed. I don't mind sitting there and waiting for a few extra seconds for the drive to be written to or read. All right, guys, final thoughts. I like the product, absolutely. I do want to say, give a special thanks to Minisopuru for sending this dock out so that we can review it and look at it. It's a good product. It's very well made. From what I can tell, the wires are in there. They're seated. They're not loose or anything. And again, it's all machined aluminum. It's got the machined finish, just like the Mac Mini does. It matches perfect. So if you're looking for a dock, you don't have room to lay your Mac Mini down, you want to tuck it off into a corner, this is something to look at. Again, Minisopuru supplied this for us to do our review today. I did not spend my own money on it. However, if I had to spend my money on it, as of filming this video right now, it's listed on Amazon for $69.97 with 1-day shipping. And it's on sale right now. I think it said it was 5% off. So it roughly runs between $60 and $75 on a regular basis. It is worth the money. I wouldn't see them charging any less, especially because the entire thing is made of metal. The only thing that I would like is maybe if there were some rubber strips on the bottom, so that while it's sitting on the desk, it's on there and it's seated and it's not going to slide around. Because when you go to plug something in the front, or you go to push your SD card in, it's going to slide, especially if it's on a smooth desk surface or a wooden tabletop. It will slide around. And so that's one thing to note. Then probably can add a couple rubber strips at later on, but I feel like maybe it should have came with some rubber feet. Not even strips, but just feet in the corner, just to keep it secure and hold it down. The weight of the Mac Mini would keep it on a desk and keep it from sliding. That'd be the only thing that I would change. That and the magnet. I would get a stronger magnet to kind of hold the door onto the bottom. I mean, you can hear it's sturdy construction. If you put it down on a desk or it gets shaken or knocked over, the door could just pop open. And that would kind of render the pad for your SSD, the heat pad that it does come with, useless at that point, because it's not dissipating the heat anywhere. Again, I was surprised that it did come with the thermal pad and the grommet to hold everything down. For what I thought it was, when I opened up the box, I was definitely pleasantly surprised. So if you guys are in the market for a dock and don't have the room to lay your Mac down, you need to hide it and tuck it away behind a monitor or somewhere where to have a clean look on your desk, definitely check this out. This is definitely worth the money that they charge for it. And again, the speeds, your hard drive speeds are going to vary depending on what hard drive you get, and depending on how much power you got pulling out of the back of your Mac Mini. Again, it will work for Mac Minis from 2018 and newer. So that'll be the last gen Intel Mac Mini, the Mac Mini M1, the Mac Mini M2, and the M2 Pro. They will all fit in this dock. There are also other products from them to check out for MacBooks, iPads, iPhones. If you need a dongle to add ports to your older generation MacBook Pros that don't have that many ports, they have a bunch of that stuff. And I will include a link to their Amazon page. You guys can go check it out yourself. but from what I see so far with this company, they make good quality products. So hopefully that will sponsor some more videos, send us some more products to take a look at so I can bring them to you and let you know if it's worth spending your money on with the economy the way it is. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon in the next video with more products for the Mac Mini to review. Thanks again for watching.